Welcome back to Two Girls, One Gay.
Hello?
Are you coming to this party tonight?
No, we're filming a podcast.
Today we're going to talk about bullying. And we're joined here today with two of my biggest bullies, Amia and Shy.
Today on Two Girls, One Gay, we have a guest.
Her name's Amia Maurice.
I was going to say Cheyenne Burden.
Oh,
The full name.
I thought you were about to come for me, so I came for you first.
This is a good example of what bullying is.
Not quite.
I've been feeling really bullied by my roommates lately, so I thought it'd only be appropriate to address the situation in front of you guys so you guys could see the clear picture and we could get a nice judgment on what's going on in this household because I have been severely threatened by Logan White.
Oh.
He has told me multiple times that he's going to light me on fire.
Oh my God.
That's fucking bullying.
Anyways, this isn't a therapy session.
So wait, I didn't do anything.
I mean, he called me fat.
Okay, we're not.
That's wild. We're not gonna. I've never ever called anyone.
This is the first
The
of these
F word.
accusations that I've heard. This is coming out of left field for me. All right.
Okay, anyways, on to a serious topic that we are going to be discussing bullying today.
Okay, great.
No, I think that it all stemmed from what the fuck? It all stemmed from we've been watching The Bachelor, and I feel like this season in particular, that word's just come up a lot.
Yeah.
And we got to talking about it, and
Yeah, I think we were like saying when we were watching the show, we were like, "This is not bullying. This
Not at
isn't
all.
bullying." Okay, if you haven't been keeping up,
Yeah.
which you should. Spoilers.
I guess we have to give a spoiler warning.
Yeah. Sydney and Maria are beefing. And if you've been living under a rock, you may have not seen that Maria is like America's sweetheart right now. Everyone is rooting for Maria.
Her and I feel like Daisy gives more America's sweetheart.
Yeah.
Maria is like sweet black cat energy.
I fully agree.
And I think what Sydney was trying to give was golden retriever energy,
Mm-hmm.
and it was not coming off that way.
But the thing is like, I feel like Maria was speaking her mind during The Bachelor, and then Sydney was just like calling her a mean girl, unless there were parts that we just hadn't seen.
Mm-hmm.
Maria was sticking up for herself and then was being called a mean girl. That's the thing that I don't understand. Or a bully.
Yeah. Basically forcing her to have to prove herself to him again, I guess. I'm looking for a certain word, but I can't find it.
Well, Sydney kept saying, and this is what like rubbed me the wrong way about Sydney. It was like Sydney would say, "Hey, like," she told Joey that this happened, and then Maria went to Sydney and was like, "Why do you feel this way?" And then Sydney just said, "I'm being attacked. I'm being attacked."
She basically piggybacked off of somebody else's problem
Right.
Yes.
to
yeah.
make herself a bigger fixture on the show.
Because the whole thing like didn't involve Sydney at all. It involved this other girl named Medina.
Right.
And it was about age. And Maria just thought that like what Medina had said about like being too old for Joey was just like, that's ridiculous. He's not gonna think that. Like, don't worry about that. And then Sydney like started this whole thing, this whole drama.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which obviously, you know, like being on reality TV show, they obviously egg it on a lot more than probably what it was.
Yes.
But Sydney kept saying that Maria was bullying her when she was just being straight up with her, saying, "Hey, like, why do you feel this way?" And so we thought we would talk about bullying.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
kind of like started discussing, oh, well, this isn't bullying. What is? And what do we think about it? Because I feel like within the last 10 years, especially with social media, people are advocating against it, as they should. But it's really interesting. Shy's opinion on bullying is the complete
Well, here's the thing.
opposite.
Shy,
Bring back bullying 2024.
Shy blows it out of proportion. I agree with aspects of what she's saying. I do agree that being bullied sometime within shut the fuck up. Sometimes within your sometimes within your life,
Yeah.
it does make you stronger as an individual.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I think that it is taken to extremes that do need to especially in schools with young kids who don't necessarily know how to protect themselves or stand up for themselves.
Right.
That needs to be addressed. But I do agree that if they make it through that time in their life when they're getting bullied.
Well, I'm curious. Let's hear Shy's portion first, because I feel like it is such a difference of opinion.
We can flip-flop that.
To the majority. Yeah.
So my opinion on bullying. Okay. I'm going to start by saying, and listen, guys, I'm not saying this to be mean. I'm not saying this to be a bully. This is the truth. People are a little weak nowadays. Everybody's a little soft-minded.
Sensitive, yeah.
Everyone nowadays is pretty sensitive, which doesn't flow well with me and how I was raised and just my mindset on the world. The world's tough no matter what. No matter what you go through in high school, when you get into the real world, it's going to be a little bit harder. People don't care about your feelings. So my opinion on bullying, and I was severely bullied in high school and middle school. Middle school, it was worse. High school was a little bit better because you could get away a little bit more. I had different classes than some of my bullies. But middle school, if you're all in one grade, you're kind of all stuck in the same class. My opinion is that bullying builds character, and it helps you get more confident and learn to stick up for yourself. And so I was severely bullied in middle school, and I completely shut down. I was bullied so bad, my principal had to call an assembly for the school and tell people to stop bullying me. That's how bad it was. But
that is way too much.
It was bad. It was bad.
I feel like that would only alleviate the issue. Not alleviate.
It did make it worse. It made the situation worse because people thought I was now a snitch, which I wasn't trying to be. I didn't really tell that many adults. Things started to get noticed. Teachers started to witness my hair being pulled and, stuff like that. But
imagine seeing Shy walk down the school hall and someone just grabs her hair.
Anyways.
Oh my God, are you crying?
I'm sorry.
I learned how to fight. Honestly, that was the best thing that came out of me being bullied. I've been in so many fights that now I know how to stick up for myself. I'm confident in confrontation, which I used to be scared of. I'm a very self-confident person. So with all that being said, yes, there's, what, Logan?
Nothing.
I can't talk. With all that being said, sure, it can get out of hand. However, it made me a better person. I am in a better spot than my bullies are. I made it out of my hometown. I work really hard. I'm very successful. I'm a pretty confident person. And if I hadn't been bullied, I don't believe that I would be where I'm at today. And I strongly believe that. And I also strongly believe that, it made me so angry that it made me want to prove all of these people that were bullying me wrong. So that is my take on bullying. And I do believe that you should go through some form of bullying. It helps you. It sucks in the moment, but once you get past that, I believe you're a better person.
I can't obviously take away from Shy's experience. I feel like Shy, I've said this before a million different times, in an episode, I think Shy is a different breed.
Yeah.
100%. And that's not to say the things that you're saying, I think that's so true. And I think especially for her, it's her mindset of how she looked at it and how she wanted to go about it. I do feel that a lot of people aren't like that, though. I would say a majority aren't like that. So it's hard to say if in Shy's experience, she's saying yeah, this happened to me and I did move forward and it built my character. Whereas I feel for other people, maybe if the circumstances were different, does it help them gain confidence or lose confidence? And I guess that's the thing that I'm trying to figure out question wise, right? Answering that question of does bullying build character? I think it's a lot of it has to do with, is it bullying by nature or nurture? Have you guys heard that before?
Mm-mm.
Are the bullies being that way because
is bullying natural kind of thing? In a hierarchy, natural human.
I mean, you'd have to think it has to do with something, or how somebody's been raised.
Yeah.
Well, if you
Like-
look at animals bully other animals. I think it's in everybody's. I don't think it's.
Yeah.
I think it's in every single civilization ecosystem. Like,
Yeah, and I was even, and maybe this isn't the same experience. So like if you guys like feel like, oh no, that's not similar. But if you look at like a dog, for example, right? And you bully the dog, right? You bully like a dog. Like if a dog
like
bullies-
dog's being abused.
abused essentially.
Oh,
right? Like you're
abused.
like calling it like a certain name, or like you're being physical with it, right? It's not usually going to be like a confident dog later on. Whereas if you're praising a dog and you're like, oh, good boy, or you're like, you know, showing it love, it's going to be very affectionate. So that's where I'm kind of like, is that similar, or is it is it different in like a pack of dogs?
I think it just has to vary. Like there's no, obviously I totally agree with that comparison.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that, you know, so, like you said earlier, like some humans are going to be able to take more of it
Yeah.
and be more resilient.
Mm-hmm.
And then some people are just more sensitive. And I think that for the sensitive people, it probably will help them build some sort of like thicker skin.
Yeah.
But it's definitely going to cause like some lasting issues still. I think it's just about how capable you are at going past it and not being like dwelling on it, I guess, after a certain age. Like
Right.
if you get old enough and you're still like in that spot, that's why just everybody needs to go to therapy.
Right.
Yeah, go
like
to
you have to
therapy.
choose to do something to change.
Do something
it.
about it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Which is
Or
exactly
stay in
what
the same
I did.
place.
Right.
And
But I
You're
do
not
think
gonna
that was
grow
a
from
really
there.
good point that you made about, you know, your upbringing too, because like, for example, if you have, like, let's just pretend there's a little girl named Jenny, right? And her parents like every day are telling her, you know, you're beautiful and you're gorgeous, and, you know, you may be different from someone, but at the end of the day, if you like are being attacked by someone, the question that you're going to ask yourself is like, why is that person being so mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rather than like, let's say this other little girl named Sarah, who her parents are like instead belittling her and are narcissists and making her feel really bad about herself. So when someone's bullying her, she's asking not, why is this person so mean? She's asking herself, what's wrong with me?
Mhm.
So I do agree, like maybe like your upbringing could have something to do with that as well.
well, and also I think, like for me at least, I have so many siblings, and I'm the youngest of all of them.
Mhm.
Like I'm always
You got bullied
like
by
I'm
your.
not even gonna say that was bullying, but of course
Yeah.
you get picked on as like the
Yeah.
youngest
Yeah.
sibling.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that probably helped me when I did actually get bullied. And the things that I got bullied about were because people thought I was gay. And now I'm like, well, you are fucking gay. Like, of
Mhm.
course you're probably gonna get bullied about that. And looking back, it was obvious too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And you also went to a high school in a time where like
Yeah.
people didn't come out.
and not even like you said earlier, like mine was more in middle school. And then I feel like in high school, hopefully you're starting to make your own friends and like you kind of have your tribe.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously those people, I mean, I'd hope aren't bullying you.
Yeah.
And so you have a place to fit in more, which I think maybe nowadays is a little bit different. I don't know what the school, you know, that looks like now.
Yeah.
But for me, at least, like I knew where I fit in and I knew where I didn't. And I don't think it really bothered me
Yeah.
as much in high school as it did in middle school.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Yeah. And speaking of school, like that's like so amazing that your school did that for you, because I feel like, especially way back when, people had been like, fucking deal with it.
I would have hated that though.
It
I think
was-
that
it
was the
was-
wrong way to go about that.
It was not like, yeah, sure. Like, was it good for like a principal to recognize that like one student's being severely picked on? But
For sure.
But the way that he went about it made things like 10 times worse, to where it carried over into my
Mhm.
high school experience, when like I feel like because I didn't say anything. I was never a tattletale. I just like let things happen. I was like, it's gonna be fine like one day. And also I got bullied for more things that weren't just like a part of me. My dad was like a basketball coach.
Mm.
And so in basketball practice, if we had to run sprints, I got bullied for that. Like later on, like kids picked on me for what my dad was just doing what every other coach does. But in middle school, like
Oh.
girls don't understand that. So I got bullied for like a number of things, but because the principal did that and
Mhm.
the way he did it, which I'm not going to say because it was just like, it was really like fucked up the way he went about it, it carried over into high school. So like it was yeah, not good. But also with all that being said, one, I think the only people who bully other people are deeply insecure people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's stemming from what Logan says, like being raised. If your parents or teachers or whatever are constantly like talking down on you, you're going to take that out on other people. But I think also, besides just like me being like a confident, strong person and moving past that and want to prove people wrong, I also have so much grace and compassion for other people because I was bullied.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what a lot of people take from being bullied, is that like they see someone being so mean and so bitter. They're like, I'm never going to treat another person like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. At least that's what you would hope.
You would, yeah.
Because that's another thing too, is I feel like not like bullies get praised, but I feel like a light gets put on them more than people with acts of kindness do. Like, for example, school shooters.
Mm-hmm.
Typically that happens because that person is bullied, and then, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they're going to report on that, but like it's like a big deal rather than someone being kind of like it gets looked past.
Yeah. Well, I think that's something as a society that just needs to change. I feel like we focus so much on negativity.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole news is negative.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
on,
Yeah,
I can't
you're
even,
right.
like, I don't really watch the news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we focus so much on that and less on the kindness.
Yeah. But the thing too, it's like they do learn eventually in the future. I think I was just saying this to you guys, but you know, making fun of someone, like lying about them or something and like starting a rumor, that turns into defamation when you get older. Or like assault is kids like bullying you when you're younger, like physically.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like at the end of the day, like they're gonna learn one way or another.
And I
don't
think
know.
so many people hide behind cyberbullying. I feel like that's like
The new
the
That's-
biggest
yeah.
form of bullying nowadays,
Yeah.
especially still in school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nowadays it's not like no one's gonna come up to your face and say, like when I grew up, people were saying shit to my face and like hitting me and stuff, and I had to learn how to like defend myself. But now it's like someone who doesn't even have a profile picture is commenting these awful things. Like it's still bullying, and more than likely they're sitting in their mom's basement just
Yeah, but even
sad
like,
with their life.
yeah, even now it's like that doesn't. I'm not really getting a lot of comments like that, or like ever. But you are.
I am.
Even-
Yeah.
I don't know if it would. I'm sure it would probably get to me if I looked, but I feel
Yeah.
like if I started getting hate comments, I just wouldn't look anymore.
Yeah, see, I just don't look.
My favorite, not quote. Have you guys seen Tyler the Creator talk about cyberbullying? And he goes, "How do people get cyberbullied? Just close your eyes." It's literally he's
No,
so
real.
funny.
It's so
For real,
true.
just turn off your comments. Don't read your DMs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like don't pay attention to it. So like speaking of all that, like where do you think, if we think we all have different opinions, but if we think that bullying does build character and does help in some way, where does the line need to be drawn? Because you did bring up school shooters. That's someone being so far pushed
That's
past
way
their
past
limit.
the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, like we mentioned earlier, there's a difference between making like a snide remark to somebody and then making it like your life's mission to like hurt someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of times, not to keep going back to school, but like these kids have nothing better to do.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of like the people who were bullies in my school were like just like really rich kids
Mm-hmm.
who like thought they were better than everybody else. And my high school was pretty diverse. Like there were kids like who had a shit ton of money, and there were kids who had like no money. And of course, like the kids who had no money were getting bullied. But there's a line. Like I feel like those kids who were bullying the other ones were literally making it their mission. It was like, what can we do today? You know?
Mhm.
Yeah. They're so
And I
bored.
think that's bullying, when the intention is genuinely just to like cause that person pain or like make them feel less than or
Mhm.
something. But like we all make snide remarks sometimes. We all have people we don't like.
Yeah.
We don't all have like our best days and we'll say some shit sometimes, but at the same time, it's never ever my intention to like actually hurt somebody.
Yeah.
So I think that's where I see the line.
Mhm.
But
Me drawing the line. You want me to tell you where I draw the line?
I don't know, do we?
Yeah, where do you draw the line? I feel like you don't even want like remarks thrown in.
Yeah, I mean, I just like don't feel like I have a good answer for this. I just feel like don't do it.
Yeah, don't be
like,
mean.
Well, I think I said this in a different episode. I remember being like, yeah, those movies about like kids like eating their lunch alone in the bathroom, like, is that even real? And Shai was like, yeah, I did. It's like,
I used to go to the nurse's office, and like I loved her, so I would just eat lunch with her.
oh my God. See, like, in like these terms, it's like, I don't feel like I have a good, based off experience, like, maybe I'm not the one that should be saying we should draw it here because it's so simple for me to be like, oh, maybe we just shouldn't do it. What do I think? I think that like people can uplift each other and like we can get like maybe I say this now, I'm like, oh, we can get to where Shai is one day by just like being nice, but no, you can't.
No, you
like,
can't.
Look at like that's maybe the proof right there. You know, it's like I feel like I might not have the best.
I do believe it's different for everybody. Not to agree with me being a different breed, Mia said, but like,
yeah.
I know some people who got bullied who didn't like do anything after high school, and that's totally fine. Not everybody is meant to, go and move away and do all of that stuff. But I just like. For me, it was really, really bad. And my high school was really small. I graduated with 42 people and there's like 3,000 people in my entire town. So everybody knew everybody type of situation. And everybody also like always stays in the town, in that small town. But like, I don't remember someone getting bullied as much as I did. And maybe that was because I was getting bullied so severely I didn't notice anybody else. And I'm sure other people were getting bullied too. But I was just one of those people who decided to take all of that pain and just harness it and work hard and do something with my life.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like, I don't know. I'm just like kind of like talking. But I don't think there's like a trophy for being the nicest person either. Like, I think it's expected of you. But
I do think people remember it.
You think?
Yeah. I think like looking back now, I remember who like the nice kids were.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah, but you also remember who the assholes were too.
Yeah, but I don't know.
It's like weird too because like you're probably preying on their downfall even like years later. And that's like bad energy that's like being directed at you.
Like me? Like preying on my bullies?
Well, maybe. Like, I feel like a lot of people talk about, like, oh, I hope that person, like, isn't doing well. And then that could be 10 years ago. Maybe they're a whole different person. But it's like that person probably is getting all this negative energy, like, thrown at them. They don't even know it. Maybe that's causing their bad days.
I'm not throwing negative energy at anybody. I
never think about it.
I didn't say you.
Oh, you looked at me like, girl.
What?
Yeah.
Play it back.
You did. You were looking at me like, you're obviously having negative thoughts towards your bullies.
I didn't say that.
I was like, I don't even think about them.
No, I don't really
They
think about them.
probably still think about me, though.
Maybe. Probably.
Yeah, true.
They probably do.
I think the whole point of this, what we're trying to say is if you are being bullied, try not to let it dictate the rest of your life. Take it and like learn who you are. And just know that your life's only going to get better. Like your best days are ahead of you. I'm talking to people who are in school. I can't really say I'm talking to people. But even if you're an adult, like just grow up and like learn how to deal with it. And don't worry so much about what people say. But I think if you're a kid, when your brain's still developing and you're in those like fundamental years, like just try your best to get on with it.
I don't think bullying ever really goes away, and I don't think cliques ever really go away. Like, have you seen like a normal like workspace in like an office? Like people have cliques, people gossip, people talk about. It's just like you learn not to care, and you learn to just like make the best out of life. And I don't get bullied in my real life. People wouldn't dare bully me now because I'm just used to confrontation. I'm like, if we have a problem, let's fucking talk about it like right now. But I get cyberbullied, like, a lot, just being in the public eye. And you just learn not to care about what someone who is deeply insecure is, like, saying about you. Now, I used to not draw the line, like, because when I was younger, people would pick on me and they'd pull my hair and they would, like, throw food at me. I learned to fight at a very young age, and I fought people a lot. And I don't condone fighting. And I think now, unless someone was, like, coming at me, threatening my life or hurting my friends, then I would get into a physical altercation. But I do draw the line at fighting. Like, sticks and stones, like, you can say whatever you want about me, but when you start to throw hands, okay, like, that's where it needs to, like, that's where bullying should stop. Is like, especially in school. Like, fights happen, people get angry, but, like, you should not hit somebody. That's not okay.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys think that, like, those emotional scars, like, carry with you to, I mean, I feel like we already answered this, but do you think it still affects you today, like the way that you handle confrontation today, or like maybe talk to someone? Or have you, like...
Logan's a bully now. He got bullied and now he's the bully.
I'm only a bully to you because you're like a little sister and you're annoying as fuck.
I feel like you guys have very sibling tiffs all the time.
Yeah. So be quiet.
See? Bullying.
I don't think that, like, it's stuck with me, I guess. I think there's things that sometimes I point out about myself. It made me more self-conscious, I think. So now, like, maybe there are, like, still leftover things that I'm like, oh my God, stop doing that. But, like, that's also just, like, in my head, I think I would have that regardless. I think that's just my anxiety.
Yeah. For me, it, like, the only thing that's left over, because now I'm a more self-confident person. And even though I do have social anxiety, like, I can talk to anybody and I can handle confrontation, like, pretty well. I would think the only thing that, like, left over is, like, I learned to hide my emotions very well.
Yeah, you do that now.
I'm in therapy. I'm working on it. But that's the one thing that I know, like, one thing from high school that emotionally scarred me is, like, having emotions and expressing them. Like, because I remember, like, oh, if you're being bullied, like the little seminars, like, go talk to the person and be like, are you, like, let's talk this out. And I would do that and be like, hey, you're bullying me, you're hurting my feelings. And they'd be like, I don't give a fuck, bitch. And then they'd slap me across my face. So
oh my God.
So I learned to, like,
Oklahoma's different.
No, but also my school was on the news multiple times for fights and for, like, crazy bullying. Like, we even had someone who, like, came and talked to our whole high school whose, like, son died. He committed suicide from bullying. Like, our principal brought a person in like that so we would, like, get it through our heads that bullying's not okay. Like, my school was on a different level.
That is, like, the biggest, like, the most horrible thing that can happen. Yeah. And that's, like...
Yeah, 100%.
It's just, it happens all the time, too.
Yeah.
It just that makes me, like, sad, actually. Like, just... I mean, obviously.
I think it's, but
it's just so prevalent.
Maybe I should look this up, but I think it's, like, at an all-time high.
Yeah. But, I mean, I don't know necessarily, other than, like, just bringing more awareness to it, I don't know how that really, like, stops. Like, I would love to think that, like, as generations go on, people would just, like, become nicer. But I just don't think that's the case, especially now. Yeah. Like, it's just so much harder to, like, fit in. Or, like, everybody's looking for a place to fit in. And I feel like it's becoming harder for people to find that.
You think? I feel like maybe a little bit of the opposite. Like, I feel like people are...
I mean, I think that people are creating their own... It's, like, so easy to create your own outlet now. And, like, there's more outlets for kids to, like, turn to. So I feel like there's a good and a bad side. But I think it kind of causes both. Like, maybe they turn, like, more inward and they're, like, super creative. And it, like, brings to life... like a talent or something like that. Yeah. Or I guess it's just because two different people, they become, like, a shell of themselves, you know?
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
It is crazy that, like, we're at, like, in a place in society where, like, pretty much everybody is accepted and there's groups for everything. And if you can't find it, like, in a friend group, you can find it online, which wasn't, like, possible, like, when I was growing up. But on the other hand of that, it's like suicide is at an all-time rate. So, like, maybe we should do a part 2 and, like, do some research on it, because it's like, what's going on? Like, why can everybody be accepted now, but also everybody's, like, more depressed than ever?
Could be something to do with being lonely. If you didn't check out our podcast last week's episode. I'm kidding. No, but that's a
Shameless
really
plug.
good point. I think probably should have looked up like why. I did look up people's like Reddit stories on like bullying though. I just love Reddit.
I love Reddit too.
Reddit's
It's
fun.
really
Reddit's scary.
It is. And it's really sad. Like all these people were talking about I should have like honestly saved some of them. But a lot of people were saying, "Oh, no, this like literally tore down my confidence or made me a shell of a person. Like I have no personality because of it." But again, like that's the question of like, well, how do you navigate it? Like how did they navigate it?
Mm-hmm.
And like what could have been done to avoid them not having a personality kind of thing?
I just don't understand how someone could like not have a personality from bullying.
Well, because like if someone is shaming you for something that you enjoy, maybe for example, maybe you feel embarrassed.
Yeah, it goes back to making people feel self-conscious and then them shoving that part of them down.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know?
I feel like that's probably what they mean by that.
Okay.
How do you think like the media and not like TikTok or IG or something like that, but like shows and movies now, how do you think that contributes to bullying now?
Contributes?
Yeah. Because do you feel like it's making it worse, or do you think it's becoming more, do you think it's having a light kind of like shined upon it from those things and making it somewhat better?
I mean,
I feel like that's a hard question to answer too.
I think there's like films like Lady Bird, for example, where Lady Bird, Saoirse Ronan, she plays like a character that is like kind of weird and she has like red hair and her arm's broken. I don't think that makes her weird, but like I think she's just like different from other people. That's like kind of the whole plot of the movie is she doesn't like exactly fit in and she's still well liked. So I think like in what you were just saying, like that shines a light in it being like okay to be different and a little bit like off.
The first show I remember like being like super centered around bullying was 13 Reasons Why. And I remember like watching that and I thought it was like the way it was portrayed, I thought it was like done well, at least the first season. I don't remember I think there's 3 seasons. I don't remember the second or third season, but like the way that the first season was portrayed about just being centered around bullying and be like how impactful it can be, I found that like really inspiring and I thought that was like a really good TV show to come out about bullying because like some of those people did absolutely awful things and like that's what led up to like people killing themselves, shooters, like it covered a whole span of like different things that could happen from being bullied. And so I thought that was a really even though I do believe that it builds character, there is like, you know, a line to be drawn and like sexual assault and stuff like that like should never ever happen. So I feel like that is like a really good show that shines a light on bullying. Now, are there some shows that kind of overdo it? Is like, oh, a girl like shoved your shoulder and all of a sudden you're like throwing a fit in the principal's office? Like, come on. Like you have to like there is a line and I understand that, but you have to like life is tough. Like no matter where you are, things are going to happen. People are going to be mean. Like at some point you're going to have to grow a backbone. Like there's a, you know, got to figure it out.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, it is tough. It just like is, I think, foreshadowing like what people are like in real life. When you're younger, those people like, hopefully they grow out of it. But I mean, I can like name 3 people I know off the top of my head.
Yeah, so many people nowadays that are just rude. People are fucking rude. As adults, 30-year-old women are some of the meanest people I've ever met in my entire life.
Yeah. And I'm just like, what's the drama?
Like, why?
Like, chill.
Yeah.
Like, what are you, like, why are you being so mean in the supermarket right now? Like, for what
for
reason?
real. I'm like, girl, this is relaxing.
The grocery store is relaxing.
I love the grocery store.
Which one?
Grocery store.
All of them.
I like Gelson's.
I love our Gelson's.
I love our
I love
Gelson's.
Trader Joe's. And I love a walk around Erewhon. Because
Listen.
Lord knows I'm not putting a bunch of shit in my cart at Erewhon. But I will walk around Erewhon.
Listen, though, I feel like Erewhon is very chaotic. And
It's becoming a tourist attraction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's getting to be really annoying.
You want to know something?
What?
Whole Foods right down the street from us. Shy hates Whole Foods, by the way.
I don't like Whole Foods.
Oh, you like that one?
I like it. It's just like there's no one ever in there because the parking is like underground, and then like it's just.
See,
I've never been to that one.
that one's
It's nice.
It's so hard. Like, the reason I like our Gelsons, this is so off topic.
I love that Gelson.
The reason I like our Gelsons is because the parking's right in front of the fucking store. You walk right in.
It's just so quick.
It's rarely ever crowded. You get your shit, you get out. You know what's so funny is that people will DM Amia and Logan trying to get to me.
Yeah.
It's like that one guy who DM'd you. It was like the sweetest
He
message.
was begging me to set him up with Shy.
Yeah.
You just said, okay.
Wait, should I read it?
Yeah, read it.
I'll read you
I
mine.
wonder if I still have it.
I don't even look at my DMs, so honestly, the best way to get to me is through them.
Fuck, there's no request. I'm not gonna say his name.
Yeah, don't.
Hey Logan, love what y'all have going on with the podcast. I hope it blows up with season 2. I apologize in advance for this DM because you have no idea who I am, but I am hoping you can help me out with something. I was wondering if you had any ideas or thoughts on how I could possibly get a date with Shy. I sent her a DM a while back, but I know I'm forever stuck in the requested inbox with a million other DMs that she's never going to get to. She seems like she's such an incredible girl, and I can't believe someone hasn't realized everything she is and put a ring on her hand. I would love a chance to take her out on a date. Not sure if I can do anything for what? Not sure if you can do anything for me or what you're comfortable doing. I'll take any help I can get. Thanks, Logan.
That's
actually
so
really sweet.
It's very sweet.
So respectful.
So respectful.
Yeah.
You deserve a guy like that.
I'm okay. Don't worry about it.
What if I don't piss me off, I'll send him your phone number.
Instant karma.
Instant karma for me.
That was crazy.
Swift left turn in oncoming traffic.
Instant karma. See? Bully me and instant karma.
Play that back. We had to slow-mo that.
No, but like I have someone who's respectful. I'm good.
No, I know.
I'm good.
Aw.
I'm all good, babes.
But that is so sweet.
That is. What were we talking about before that?
Anyways, bully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to wrap it up, Amia.
Oh, of course. Me, the rapping, the upping. Rapper upper.
What?
I've got to stop going like this randomly. I literally am going to break my neck.
Let me come up with a good question to wrap this up.
What do we think that we can do on a day-to-day basis? Or what is your perfect form of kindness to give somebody? What?
My whole slogan is bring back bullying, so no kindness.
Oh,
Okay, bitch.
I'm just
what about a smile? Come on, show them.
I know this is really hard for you, but pick something. Amia, you go while she thinks because she's going to need a second.
Well,
kind of.
what would I do to stop bullying?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Can you spit it out?
What's so funny? Let's see. There's just so many things to decide. I think a nice little compliment. Do you remember back in the day when girls would be like, "You're so pretty"?
But it's like backhanded.
Oh, was it?
Oh.
Maybe that's the answer. That's the answer.
It's like in Mean Girls, she's like, I love your bracelet. It's so fetch. Then she's like, that's the ugliest effing bracelet I've ever seen.
Right. Huh. Maybe like you just change your mindset. And then if someone's like being rude to you, you just like literally think to yourself that it is a compliment. And you just.
I do think compliments the easiest way on a day-to-day basis for strangers and all that kind of stuff to give out a little kindness.
I do hate though when you compliment someone on something, they're just like, thanks. And they like just.
Yeah, but that's how you maybe they're having a bad day. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or they're a
I was
bad
gonna
person.
say, I was going to say,
Right.
or maybe they're just like a shitty person, but who cares?
You're right.
Because
That's my
honestly, sometimes I've had people like say something to me and I know it makes my day.
Yeah.
Or like I've said something to somebody else and you can see them kind of light up a little and you're like,
You guys,
maybe you made their day better.
I went to this cafe in Silver Lake, and this girl behind the bar was like, "Oh my god, I love your outfit. Can I like film a video?" I was like, "Oh sure," and I thought she was just gonna film a video. Girl gave me a mic, and then I felt so like cute after she was like, "Where's this from?" But honestly, like I felt really good inside. But then I haven't seen the video. If you watch it back, I'm like, "This is vintage." jeans from Japan. I'm like looking away. I look so stupid, but it made me feel so good. Maybe, do you think she was lying? Why are you laughing?
Because why were you being awkward?
Imagine she was like, I love your outfit, made Amia film a whole thing. And
It's probably like,
the caption's like, this is the ugliest epic outfit I've ever seen.
this is not fetch.
What's your answer?
To strangers? Well, I'm not really like great with.
She can't talk to people.
She doesn't really go out, so.
I don't even leave my house. But I smile at people and then I see them smile back and I think that's nice.
Oh.
You smile first?
Well, I'll see someone staring at me and then I'll smile at them and then they'll smile back. So I don't. See, it's weird when I go out in public because everybody's like undressing me with their eyes.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. All right, let's end it there.
Wait, what's your answer?
I already said compliments, but also fuck.
We should leave a little piece of advice for people being bullied. Amia, go.
Can I go last?
Okay, Logan, go.
I feel like I already said it, but try your best to find your tribe, whether you're in school or maybe finding, a good group of people to be around that you share the same interests with, and like stick to those people, and then don't fucking worry about what other people have to think about you.
Mm-hmm. I like that a lot. My advice is, I would say, like, take all of that and turn it into power and like work on yourself and better yourself and prove them wrong, whatever they're bullying you about. What?
I just love your answer. It's such a Leo answer.
Turn your pain into power. That's exactly what I did. If you know anything about me, why are you videoing?
It's not you, it's her.
Oh, okay. Turn your pain into power and take everything that they're saying about you and turn it into something. Like, make it fuel you. Like, it would be so much more exciting for you to prove them wrong than if you just were like, yeah, I got bullied in high school and now I'm kind of a bum because it destroyed my confidence. No, fuck that. Like, be confident.
I feel like you should be like an inspirational speaker. I can't tell if I feel inspired or really intimidated. My advice, I feel like I already said mine, which is taking what they say as literal, like sarcasm, for example, right? Taking it literal.
Oh, you're literal. I thought you said take it literally.
Take it literally.
You're ugly. You're ugly. Take it.
No, I just mean like, I don't know, just like, just feel bad for them. Feel bad for them. Just whenever someone like says something mean to me, I'm like, I feel really bad for you. Like, you're probably like.
Do you mean take it with a grain of salt?
Take it with.
That's a better. What?
Well, okay. I was talking about sarcasm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I should have clarified that. But also, just like feel bad for them. Like.
Yeah.
They're obviously sad.
Yeah.
People.
Understand that they're probably
suffering.
going through more.
Yeah, they're suffering.
They're projecting
as well. So
projecting.
Yeah, projecting.
It's sad. Like, if someone's mean to me, I'm like, that actually happened to me. Some guy was being like really mean to me.
Someone was mean to you, I'll kill them.
Oh, well, I guess it's not really mean. It's
murder them.
It's more like, what do you call it? Road rage.
Get to her, you're going to have to get through me first.
She's the best sister ever.
She's the best big brother I've ever had.
What is this? She's the man?
Like, wait, no, this guy had road rage and he was screaming at me. He's like, you little fucking bitch, you bitch. And I was like, are you having a bad day, sir? And he was just like, and I was like,
I've always wanted to say that to somebody too. I want them to be really mean to me so I can. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Like,
actually, that is something that I've heard that is really good to say to people. If you want to come back with something,
it embarrasses
literally
them.
Be like, "Are you okay?" And like a nice, like actual, genuine way.
I would
be
thinking about that at night. I'd be like,
no,
did I like?
Okay.
Because like,
am I?
Prove that like the power is in your hands. Like you're not being the one who's being a shitty person to other people.
Yeah.
So therefore, you're already way ahead in life.
Yeah.
Just know that that's going to set them back.
Mm-hmm.
And they're underdeveloped in the frontal lobe.
I've done that before. People were mean to me. I was like, are you good? And then they just walked away.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want the smoke.
I don't want the smoke.
Wrap it up.
Oh, you guys, thank you so much for listening to this episode of us talking about what you can do to combat bullying. Oh, did you hear my stomach growl?
Bring back bullying 2024.
Shut up.
That was shy. That was not Amia.
Spread kindness 2024.
Yes.
But build character by bullying 2024.
No.
You know what? Just give them the handles.
2 Girls, 1 Gay podcast on Instagram and TikTok. 2 Girls, 1 Gay pod on Twitter. Follow us on YouTube. We're here every Tuesday. If you want to tune in to listen to what we have to say. Logan's videoing and taking pictures.
Of Amia. Okay.
Thank you guys so much for listening. Have a good day.
Bye.
Night,
Love
or
y'all.
morning or evening or...
All
Bye.
right.
Love you. Bye.